right, let's hear it. 217-629-7970. Again, 217-629-7970. Your reaction to last night's primary election outcomes. You have, of course, congressional races that had some contention. Mary Miller beating Rodney Davis. You've got Kathy Salvi beating a slate of 6 other candidates to get the GOP nomination for U.S. Senate to take on Tammy Duckworth. For the 13th Congressional District, Regan Deering beating a slate of about 4 different candidates, and then Nikki Baczynski being the Democrat in that particular race for the 13th Congressional District, so we'll bring you all of that. But of course, I think a big storyline from last night is 2 individuals from downstate who took on Governor J.B. Pritzker's COVID-19 mandates. They decided to go ahead and run for statewide office, and they secured the Republican nomination in spite of being outspent considerably by tens of millions of dollars. What message do you think that sends? 217-629-7970. Again, 217-629-7970. Would love to hear your thoughts in reaction to last night's primary. So Darren Bailey won the Republican nomination in a pool of 6 different candidates, and he didn't just win, a plurality. He won 50+% of the vote among 6 different candidates, including Jesse Sullivan, who came into the race with $11 million, including Richard Irvin, the Aurora mayor, who had the backing of billionaire hedge fund owner Ken Griffin to the tune of $50+ million. And even with that money behind Richard Irvin, that didn't seem to subside Darren Bailey. Darren Bailey securing that nomination. But also securing the nomination for the Attorney General race was Thomas DeVore. We just talked with him last segment, so if you missed that, you can find it at our website, WMAY.com, the podcast, or find it on Facebook, YouTube. Just search out WMAY Bishop on Air. You'll be able to find it. Good morning. Your reaction to last night's outcome of the primary elections.
Good morning, GB.
Hey.
I think, Irving, I think he thought he had it won because Jesse Sullivan got more votes than he did. And I was really shocked at that, and I'm so glad Jesse did as well as he did and stuff. And I think Irving just thought, well, he's got all the money behind him. He's going to take the nomination. Well, it didn't work, did it?
It goes to show that a lot of money doesn't necessarily mean you're going to buy the election. And does that kind of foreshadow something that could possibly happen in November with the billionaire Governor J.B. Pritzker seeming to have endless money to put into his own campaign, already spending it? I'm seeing full-page splash ads on various news websites for J.B. Pritzker.
The only bad thing we got is downstate is you got 3 million voters in Cook County that are majority blue, so that's going to be tough to beat right off the bat.
Well, we'll see how that plays out. Again, one of the criticisms that Bailey gets is his statewide electability. And he says that he's working hard to attract independent voters. I appreciate the call. 217-629-7970 is the phone number. Again, 217-629-7970. Other election outcomes include State Representative Tim Butler. He secured the nomination, so he will be heading into November to take on whoever the Democrats put up. And what's kind of fascinating here is there were no Democrats that filed to get on the primary ballot in a couple of local state house races, but the Democrats can still put somebody on the ballot. So think about that. Tim Butler had to go out and get a whole bunch of signatures to go door to door, and his Republican opponent had to do the same thing. They had to go out and get a bunch of signatures and file that and get their lawyers to make sure everything's right. But then, the Democrats, they didn't do that in this particular district, but now they can apparently just say, okay, we're going to put this person on the ballot. So that happened also with State Senator Steve McClure's district. There's no Democrats that filed for the primary, but now the primary's over. Apparently, the Democrats can just put somebody on the ballot. So I think that when people start seeing that type of thing, it raises questions just about this entire primary process. Something that we have to block out some time to discuss, because a lot of you didn't go to vote yesterday because you don't want to vote in a primary. You don't want to have your name associated with a political party, which is what happens whenever you go and vote. Some of you vote in Democrat primary primary one year, and then you'll go vote in a Republican primary another year, and then you'll go vote in a Democrat primary another year. So you don't really care too much about that. But there's a lot of state workers out there who know that those lists are reviewed and could be held against you. And that's not necessarily something that fosters a positive work ethic or a positive work environment, nor does it foster a true a fully engaged electorate where you've got people who actually want to take part in the political process. All right, so we'll be talking more about, of course, the primary, getting your reaction, 217-629-7970. Again, 217-629-7970. A couple of people on Facebook in reaction to the interview we had just the last segment with Attorney Thomas DeVore, saying that they trust Attorney Thomas DeVore and it sends a big message that he won the GOP nomination for Attorney General. But other races, of course, rather fascinating as well. Your thoughts? Good morning.
Hey, Greg. Great to hear from you. I wanted to just tell you that I'm 61. I have never missed a primary or an election to vote in. And as far as this particular election, I voted Republican, make no bones about that. And I'm one of those people that switch back and forth depending on who it is I want to vote for in the primary and move on to the actual election itself.
Yeah.
And Tim Butler was the reason that I did that this time, because I support Tim and I think he does a fine job. Anyway, long and short of it is, I told you months ago, I would never vote for Thomas DeVore because of my belief of what I think he is, and I just want you to know I'm sticking by that conviction today.
All right. I appreciate that. Yeah, and we'll see. He's a polarizing figure, no question, but we'll see how he fares in November. One other equation that's not being considered in any of this is independent candidates, Libertarian candidates, Green Party candidates. How are they going to fit into all of this? All right, so much more coming up. Of course, we've got a long march ending one election season and opening the door to a new one. And the November election will be here before you know it. So believe that.